It's a little past 6:30. Let's get started. This is a product that I've been waiting for a few days to unbox. It's a Blue Yeti microphone that many people use for streaming, some people for gaming, for podcasts, for creating. And here it is. You might have seen it before. Most recently, I've seen the podcaster, video creator, content creator, George Bruno use it, and also for a while now, you've known Tommy Sotomayor to be using one of these microphones, and comes in a box. I would say about a foot and a half tall, and maybe half a foot in width. And of course, it comes in this plastic bag. And that plastic bag, in case it's not working for you or something is defective or something is missing, you can return to Amazon at no cost as long as you do it within 30 days. And sometimes you don't even need the box. I would say in most cases you don't even need the box. You, unlike eBay, when you return one of their products, you're going to need the full packaging to put a label on, or at least some kind of packaging to put the label on and mail it back. That's one of the benefits of ordering from Amazon, whether you like it or hate it. You have about 30 days to return a product, to start the return process and get your money back or get credit for that product. So encased in styrofoam, you will see the Blue Yeti. Right? Some of you, your environmentalists, might not like that because this product will last on the earth long after you're gone. Just so you know, this is a product that I've used now for about 5 years. I've had one of these for 5 years, and what I can say about it after using it for quite some time is that it works well. It's not the greatest mic for podcasting or for everyday use. Those of you who are into weapons and everyday carry, you know you have your favorites, and then you have ones that you use by default, which sometimes is your favorite, but sometimes it's not. And it comes with this USB cable right here. Okay. And another plastic, more for the environmentalists to go crazy over. And this is a white one. I have a black one, and of course, it comes with its own base already. And it already comes hooked up to this pedestal where you can angle it in whatever direction you want. Some prefer to leave it up like that. Some angle it towards their face like that. On the bottom of this, you're going to see that there's a mute button and there's a volume button. And in the back, you have a gain button and you have the different sound quality, different sound effects, the pattern button here in the back. So that's basically what comes in the box. It seems like a simple product, but no, if you want a more dynamic sound during your podcast or you want to be heard better, you can get this. If you want your sound to be muted, you might want to put some kind of shield on top of it to cover it. But this is what you get. This is the Blue Yeti. On the other side, you have a place where you can put your USB device, your USB cord cable, micro USB, mini USB. And then also you're going to see that you have a microphone cable over here where you can hook up your headphones to monitor yourself while you are speaking. Also, what else can I see? It has a space here in the back that you can unscrew. You can unscrew these buttons over here, these knobs and screws, and they have a space that you can put it on top of one of those handheld arms that, as you see many podcasters, they'll have it this far away from their face and just floating in the air for different sound, and your voice travels differently depending on what direction you'll broadcast from or what direction you're speaking. And but some just decide to leave it like this. If you're traveling, you just might want to leave it like this, put it on the table, put it on a closer surface so it can pick up your sound. And what else can I say about this? Like I said, I've had one for a few years. I've also gifted a few of these. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get it at Best Buy. You probably end up paying more if you buy it at Best Buy. But if you get it on Amazon, it's going to be anywhere between $119, sometimes even up to $150. If you get it on Best Buy, you might spend anywhere from $150 to about sometimes $170, depending on how the market's doing and depending on how fast these are selling, or just they decided to put a greater price on it to make a greater profit. What else can I say about this? Like I said, you can unscrew these arms and you can attach it to the arm. One thing you want to make sure is once you unscrew these, you don't want to lose the knobs. You don't want to lose these screws, because then you want to put it back on this podium and you're like, oh, now I don't know where I put them. So you might want to keep a little box that you can put them in. You can have a small carrying case or something that will help you find it when you need it, right? That's when a lot of times we don't find things exactly when we need it. As we excuse the bells, this is a high traffic environment. Even though it's early, we still have to contend with that. And if we were hooked up to this mic, we would pick up the sound even more fluidly, even more dynamically. And what else can I say? They have different color variations of this. You have the white, you have the black one. I've seen some in silver. I've seen some in blue. And the Blue Yeti is the name of the company, but they have variations of color. They just don't come in blue. I think the most popular sold one of these is the black one, and it's also the one that they have more readily in stock most of the time. Also, another thing you might want to consider when you're uploading videos or creating videos with this is that make sure the sound is not so high that it's washed out when you are recording. You also want to make sure that the button over here in the back is not pressed in. That's the mute button. And if the mute button is placed, no one is going to be hearing what you're saying. You could be talking for a long time and no one is going to hear what you're saying. None of that good information that you're sharing is going to be recorded. And the way you know it's on is if the red light is on over here. What I do recommend is if you have the mute button facing you, because many times when someone else is speaking on a podcast or Zoom call, you press the mute button so it won't pick up all the sounds like we've just heard with the bells all around us. But you forget to turn it on again, and you'll see the host keep saying, well, the mic is not on, and that's because someone forgot to press the mute button to break out of the silence. So you want to make sure that every time you're speaking, you might just want to kind of look down and see that the red light is not on, which means none of what you're saying is heard. And for podcasters, especially ones that have a lot to say and a lot of information to say, or for anyone in general, you're going to see that it's a lot of wasted time if you have to do the podcast over. So what I do recommend is check the sound, even if you're just testing a few seconds before you get started, and then you'll see that, and then play it back to yourself. See if it picks up anything. See if the meter's moving, or if you don't have a visual meter on the screen, just do a basic test to see if your sound is being picked up. So this is the Blue Yeti microphone, and it's for what many beginners use when they start a podcast. Not even beginners, they have some that you can pick up on stores like Ollie's, but it's not of the same quality. And if you want to make an investment in yourself for recording videos, for creating videos, this would be a great addition to this. After you make more money, maybe you want to get something like the Shure mic, Shure, and I believe they also have Rode. I believe that's the way you pronounce it. But that's the picture you'll get here in the box. It's everything it comes with. Some of you singers might want to test it out to see how the voice quality translates to this microphone. And if you already own this mic, you also know that it's very portable. And the other thing you might want to do is have a case for this, because if you want to maintain the quality of it, you want to make sure that it remains the same appearance, but also nothing is damaged in transportation. So to lock it in place, when you're using it, you tighten these screws out, and then it stays here in place. Now it's locked. If I loosen them, they move. And also this green button it does this gain button in the back for a lot of you who have amps and play electric guitar. If you put up the gain, it has a rougher, edgier sound, and that many people may like or may not like. So you might just want to shut that all the way off if you don't want any of it and want to use more of your natural voice. But play with it, and also see that uh, the different settings to see how uh, they work before you actually get on air. If you use some of the recording software that's out there, just test it to see if it works with it. It's always worked with the software that I use to record, whether it be iMovie, whether it be Moravi, whether it be Movie Maker, whether it be some of the Premiere elements. It works. It's a good microphone, but just keep in mind, just use it. It might not be to your liking if you are a professional in the business and you need your voice to sound a specific way. But I also know professionals that use this and they don't seem to complain. If you're going to worry about something, I'd worry more about the content that you're producing and see how interesting it is. Many of the people who I've known who started podcasts, they started with a simple camera and the microphone on their camera. Their Android or iPhone has been good enough to get started. So keep it interesting. All right, that's been the Blue Yeti microphone from the Blue Yeti company. There it is, Logitech in the house. Bye.